You go to IKEA for a $3 item, a pack of tea lights. You know exactly where you are going, and you are not going to look at anything else. 3 hours later, you're in the car park with a lamp, a rug, a plant pot, €200 gone, and the taste of a hot dog you did not plan to eat. People will tell you that's a lack of discipline, that you are bad at shopping, or easily distracted, or too willing to be sold to. It isn't. You walked a route that was drawn for you in one direction with arrows on the floor, and you followed it because following it was the only thing the building let you do. The 3-hour gap between what you came for and what you left with is not a flaw in you. It is the product. And the cleverest part of it is not inside the building at all. Start with the man. Ingvar Kamprad founded IKEA in 1943, at 17 years old, selling pens and picture frames and nylon stockings by mail order out of a farm in southern Sweden. Mail order in the late 40s was a brutal business, because the only thing anyone could compete on was price. Every dealer undercut the next one, and the way you win a race to the bottom is by quietly making the thing worse. Cheaper wood, thinner joints. A catalogue photograph cannot show you a weak joint. So, in March 1953, Kamprad did something his competitors were not doing. He opened a showroom in Almhult and put the actual furniture in it so that a customer could sit on the chair, open the drawer, and decide for themselves whether the low price meant low quality. Think about what that is. The showroom existed so you could judge the product with your own hands. It was built to make you a better judge. The Swedish furniture trade did not take this well. From 1952, the Retail Association had been leaning on suppliers to stop selling to him, and the boycott that followed pushed Kamprad to design his own furniture and manufacture it abroad, which set up the accident. In 1956, an IKEA employee named Gillis Lundgren was trying to fit a table into the back of a Volvo estate for a catalogue photo shoot. It would not go in. So he took a saw and cut the legs off and packed them flat beside the tabletop. That table is called the lövet. Taken apart, it took up roughly a fifth of the space it took up assembled, and Kamprad understood the shipping arithmetic almost immediately. But the shipping is not the interesting part. The interesting part is the sentence nobody said out loud in 1956. From now on, the customer finishes the product. Now the building. An IKEA is not laid out like a shop. A normal shop is a grid. Aisles cross aisles, a decision at every junction. And you can cut straight to what you came for and leave. IKEA is a single path that bends back on itself through every department in a fixed order. And Alan Penn, a professor at University College London who studied the layout, described it in 2011 as deliberately disorienting, one clear route and immediate confusion the moment you step off it. That confusion has a purpose, and it is not to trap you. Penn's account is that the path delays you from completing the errand you came for, while steadily detaching you from the ordinary sense of where you are and how long you have been there. By the time the building finally lets you start putting things in a bag, you have been walking for an hour and you feel owed something. His figure for how much of what people buy at IKEA was never planned is 60%. There is an obvious objection here, and it is the one that matters. Any shop can build a maze. Mazes are cheap. If a confusing floor plan were the whole trick, every retailer on earth would have copied it 40 years ago, and IKEA would not be unusual. And a maze has a hard limit. It can walk you to the till. It cannot follow you home. Whatever the layout does to you ends the moment you are in the car park with the boxes, and by any normal account of shopping, that is when the regret is supposed to start. The flat pack in the hallway, the hour with the little metal key, the shelf that is slightly not square. That hour is not the cost of the thing. That hour is the reason you keep it. In 2012, 3 researchers, Michael Norton, Daniel Moshon, and Dan Ariely published a study in the Journal of Consumer Psychology called The IKEA Effect. They had people assemble plain IKEA storage boxes, fold origami, build Lego, and then asked what those objects were worth. People consistently valued the thing they had built themselves far above the identical thing built by someone else, and they expected other people to agree with them. And the study found the boundary, which is the part that matters. The effect only appears when the labor succeeds. Participants who did not finish, or whose work was taken apart in front of them, did not love the object at all. So the assembly cannot be too hard. It has to be irritating and long and finishable, because an unfinished bookcase is worth nothing to you, and a bookcase you nearly gave up on is worth more than one that arrived whole. Kamprad opened a room in 1953 so that you could judge furniture for yourself with your hands instead of trusting a picture. 70 years later, you are still judging it with your hands. That is exactly the problem. You cannot value your own work honestly, nobody can, and the wobble in that shelf is invisible to you specifically because you are the one who put it there. You went in for tea lights, you came out with a room you helped build, and no way to price it.